What popular imaginary world would actually be a heck to live in? NYC in the Marvel Universe. It would just suck. Rampaging villains everywhere and you have to wait for the designated hero to be available to stop them. Green Goblin bombing Manhattan. Have to wait for Spidey cause even though the Fantastic Four are down the street, they won't bother to fight a Spidey villain. NYC in anything sci-fi or disaster related is a place that you don't want to be. The world of Forza Horizon. Imagine being a farmer in that universe. One song comes on the radio and suddenly everyone starts driving all across your fields. I think I'd prefer watching some idiot in a Lamborghini Huracan try and drive through a cornfield only to get 10 feet before demolishing the entire underside of the car, suspension, and likely oil pan of a $200,000 car. Not mine personally, but most of my guy relatives and friends say they would love to live in The Walking Dead. I don't care how much you immediately like the idea of it, the reality is nobody would be genuinely happy living that way. You'll get tired of always being on guard and devastated every time you lose someone. Along with the smell, I think they'd change their mind if they smelled one rotting corpse. Millions would be heck. South Park would be chaos. Finland was once leveled by nukes by the rest of world just to keep some stolen space cash secret from fake space cops. And Eric Cartman once caused 3 airline crashes in a single episode. The Witcher. If starvation doesn't get you, the plague will. If the plague doesn't get you, the war will. If you're not needlessly slaughtered by the encroaching army passing through your village, then you'll be press ganged and the opposing force will butcher you instead. If somehow you get to live in a relatively peaceful area away from battles and seekers, then just remember that walking more than 500 meters away from your ramshackle hovel of a house to try and pick a few berries will result in you being eaten alive by something bloated and long dead with too many teeth. Living in normal medieval Europe would be bad enough, but now you got to deal with lesions and undead fetuses. Pokemon would be horrifying to live in. Forget about the multiple creatures that can end the world and country spanning criminal organizations. A common Pokemon would be the most terrifying. Imagine Beedrill swarms or pretty much any ghost types. A world where a fish that can live in any body of water can turn into a town destroying monster. Also bikes cost $1 million. The healthcare is phenomenal though. Star Wars. Massive corruption with an oppressive regime. War. Poverty and most likely illiteracy widespread across the galaxy. Then there's always the danger of your planet exploding because some teenagers pee off a mechanical sword fighting space wizard. Minecraft. We would all have to wear pumpkins on our heads at all times, but we'd better not ever run out of light sources and creepers would be a bee to avoid. But respawning is canon I think, so technically you just drop your possessions instead of dying. Pizzas would never get delivered. Plumbers could never fix leaky pipes. Mechanics never able to buy groceries because the customer can't pay for repairs. And with all these weird categories nobody's butthole would be safe, ever. And stepsisters always get stuck when they turn 18. Although I love this, but Lord of the Rings. I'm not even a diehard of the entire lore, but can you imagine the monsters? I mean, how do they sleep? Being a hobbit and partying all the time sounds fun though. The DC world is just as bad as all the Marvel mentions. Oh, cooler dude flies around shooting lasers from his eyes. Bald guy spends billions to fricking make your car a transformer robot and beat his butt with no regard to you. Atlantis is real. They all kinda fricking suck except one dude, and that's only sometimes. Greek gods are real. They suck about too. You live in Gotham? Literally have an alley called Crime Alley that has repeated high profile crimes happen in it that's somehow safer than walking the sidewalks. Oh, Batman hit Joker a little too hard last time. Poison water. Holly and Ivy fight at the cafe you work at. Boom hypnotized in an attempt to pee off a homicidal clown lady. Comics in general would fricking suck to live in. The Marvel Universe. Imagine getting out of your 9-to-5 job just to watch the Hulk pick up your car, throw it at someone, and miss. How would you even explain that to your insurance? Calling your insurance to tell them you got Thanos'd. Sonic the Hedgehog. Imagine the moon is blown in half one day because a bunch of furries cyberbullied some fat guy until he flies into a drunken rage and pisses on it. I see a lot of replies from different universes, but none talk about Hyrule. The country has existed for well over 12,000 years, and the most technological thing that is not the Guardians from BOTW is a camera we only see in Wind Waker. Imagine living in a kingdom that keeps saying it is the greatest in the world, but every couple of years a random boy wearing green clothes allies himself with the princess of the kingdom to kill an immortal man born from a tribe of only women. Resurrecting every centuries trying to claim the kingdom as his. Destroying every hopes of breaking the Middle Ages because an old man was angry that he lost to a random boy that was friend with the reincarnation of the goddess that sealed him for thousands of years. Plus just about everyone important is crazy. Pratisha, most fictional worlds would be heck to live in, especially since you won't be protected by plot armor. A bigger challenge would be finding a fictional world that isn't heck to live in. Stardew Valley, I win. People think they want to live in Warhammer 40k verse, but it's not worth it. Born in the Imperium, either you're born on a death world, which is exactly as it sounds, hive world where you share a city with trillions of people on a ball of dust that makes deserts and Chernobyl look like an oasis, or a normal world which isn't that bad, until you get invaded weekly by space orcs, giant bugs, demons and dark elves that find enjoyment in grafting your anus to your forehead. If you're born with powers, you get fed to a corpse god or have to deal with demons scratching in your head day and night. Born as an elder, they doomed themselves murder ficking a god into existence. Now that god continually hunts them down even after death, and thanks to that they live in special continent-sized ships that stop their souls from being taken. And when they die they have to have their soul put into a special crystal to stop them from going to super heck. Born as an orc, live a fun life, till some random orc beats your teeth out for cash like the poor sod you are. Born as a TAU? Actually not that bad a lifestyle, you're brainwashed and given propaganda 24/7 though, and one wrong move with the Imperium can lead to your entire species dying out. Pokemon for sure. Oh hello cute tiny little monster that can flamethrower, thunderbolt, hydro pump, sludge bomb, psychic dragon, pulse the heck out of me. Children just sent out with potentially giant dragons and are expected to be mature enough to use their powers for good. Literally any of the ghost Pokemon's Pokédex entry is a nightmare fuel. Also PETA would have a field day with the whole premise of battling them for money and glory. The world of My Little Pony doesn't have a natural day-night cycle. Magic needs to be used for that transition, and people jeep trying to kill or capture those we can do it without harming themselves. Much of the world outside Equestria is in a state of disarray. The Crystal Empire is one pony and one artifact away from destruction. Dragons are openly hostile to pretty much everybody. The Griffins have no functioning government. Kloochtown is filled with thieves and slavers. Some places are getting better, so that's the one upside. This is darkest than I've imagined MLP to be. The MCU seems like a lock. I mean, yeah, it was cool when that Elon Musk type guy built a flying suit of armor, then bam. Norse gods are real, aliens are real, wizards are real, witches are real, 9/11 on steroids, murder bot rampage, cities dropping from the sky, half the world population dies, half the world population reappears, more massive battles, more massive monsters. Just a non-stop acceleration and escalation of craziness to the point you have nothing solid or concrete you can grasp onto as normal reality. Attack in Titan. Imagine a building-sized massive humanoid creature peeking over a massive wall and some massive titans walking around trying to eat you. S4 spoilers. Exclamation point. Being born in the AOT world is literally a coin flip between being born in a zombie apocalypse or literally Nazi Germany. There's no winning. The world of Persona. If you don't have a persona, then there have been 3 near apocalypses by 3 different gods in a span of 10ish years. Nyx almost killed everyone. Izanami almost suffocated the world in a poisonous fog, and Yaldabaoth tried to make the world follow his corrupted sense of order. If you can awaken a persona, then the 3 methods to do so aren't exactly pleasant. One way is by using an evoker, which is basically a fake gun, and putting it to your head. The second way is by being thrown into the midnight channel and being forced to confront your shadow self, the parts of you that you hate and want to repress given physical form. The third way is by being so pissed off at somebody that your rebellion and rage take the form of a mask that you have to painfully rip off of your face. Yeah, the world of Persona would suck to live in. Star Wars universe probably. Imagine living in a world where you and your entire planet could be vaporized if one guy disrespects the wrong person. Maybe, but generally speaking you are pretty okay. That only really started recently. Most of the Star Wars timeline, both Legends and new canon, is pretty chill. Middle Earth. No modern medicine. Think of medieval Europe. Only adults and murderous undead creatures looking for little people who pilfered a piece of jewelry. The only places I would live there would be with the elves. At least it looked clean. I would be the ugly one with a short life. But that's better than living in the Rohan with no plumbing and having my 12-year sent to fight Uruk-hai while I wait in a cave. Pokemon for sure. As if the everyday wildlife wasn't crazy dangerous enough. There are also physical gods, global organized crime, and professors who know less about the world than you do. The Halo universe. Specifically during the Human Covenant War, the Covenant Empire literally wiped out billions of humans during the course of the war and destroyed entire planets in the process. Master Chief is cool and all, but being a regular civilian would have been scary as crap, haha. Don't forget about the Flood. Makes it even scarier. Any Power Ranger show world. Imagine always having to witness a massive monster thing fight a skyscraper-sized robot every day almost. Westeros, and other ones set in the medieval times. For the simple fact that we are so used to modern luxuries, living in medieval times would be depressing for a lot of people. Also, enter dragons and armies of marching zombies. Valhalla. Imagine having to wake up every morning, fight a never-ending fight that no one wins, getting drunk to oblivion and eating the same pig every night, and having to wake up from this hangover ordeal to fight again in the morning till infinity ends. The people who go there consider it a good time. We wouldn't be worthy. The Naruto ninja world pre-4th ninja war. Everybody is a ninja. The village is always at war. Average life expectancy 30 YO. People can actually hire ninjas to get rid of you. And there's rouge ones too. The Elder Scrolls. Vampires. Werewolves. Civil wars. Wars between humans and elves. D-Dag invasions. Soul trapping, and don't get me started about Aquavit. Adventure Time. It is literally a nuclear post-apocalypse with magic where the world can be flipped upside down at the drop of a hat and kingdom-crushing monsters can show up at any moment to destroy your entire existence. Not to mention the human teenager who could show up at your doorstep at any moment with a magical yellow dog while fighting one of said kingdom-crushing monsters to the death and not even cleaning up after himself when he inevitably kills the thing and disappears, but not before it has had the chance to wreck your home. Batman. The city is overrun by crime, but the only hero is a traumatized billionaire who could solve most of the problems by using his money to open new businesses and rec centers. Westeros SS and the Free Cities. I cannot imagine how a common peasant with wives and daughters survived during the War of Five Kings, especially around God's Eye and Reveron. Tywin literally ordered Clegane to kill and burn everything. Nope, got to skip got world. Narnia. All fine and good as long as the characters from the 7 books were there, but during those very long, sometimes centuries, periods crap always went down in a drastic way. Honestly, the One Piece world, it seems fun at first, you know, because we are viewing the story from the position of the Straw Hats. However, the outside world is ridiculously dangerous that almost anyone could kill you. Pirates everywhere. The government, probably also trying to get rid of you in the background, if not involved in some other shady business. The Navy? Let's say not every fella there will reach out to you. Most kingdoms are doomed, even without said powers involved. Then of course we have those absurdly strong creatures living in this world that most average humans can't even hurt at all. So yeah, if you aren't lucky being born in the smallest peaceful village in the edge of this world, chances are that are dead already. If you are new to the channel, you can subscribe. I publish new videos every day. Until then, check another video. Bye for now.